This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
It's Thursday, July 9th, and time for the Barbados Today afternoon update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. Our top story: tempers fled at the Sanitation Services Authority, the Wildey depot this morning. The Royal Barbados Police Force was called to the compound as employees downed tools for a second straight day. The striking sanitation workers are among those ordered by the National Union of Public Workers to stay off the job as the impasse over the dismissal of 10 employees at the Barbados Investment and Development Corporation drags on. One worker, Adrian Husbands, attached to the Southern Division, tells Barbados Today he and his colleagues are upset that workers from the National Conservation Commission have been directed to collect garbage around the island.
We saw NCC trucks turn up, and we was like curious, so we started. Some of the rest of my workers come down by the gate now, where I was standing along with some more of my colleagues, and we just decided to look on and see exactly what's going on. By then, half of the gate, the manager, the acting general manager, turned up, and she was like, open the other half of the gate, it should be open. She ain't never said good morning to workers, nothing, so she just driving, park she Jeep, get out, and the guard open the gate, and the rest of the workers just decide, well, if this is what it is, we can draw by the gate and see what's going on. And in no time, we hear sirens coming. Quick, so we hear sirens coming because she went on her phone. For a little while, she was on her phone. She went talking to the drivers that driving the NCC trucks, and when she come back in the yard, then the police turn up.
When Barbados Today attempted to reach the SSA's general manager, we were told he was on leave and that the person in charge in his absence was not in office. Meantime, Labour Minister Dr. Esther Bayer says she's hoping for a resolution in the ongoing impasse between the NUPW and the BIDC. The two sides will meet at 3 this afternoon, with Dr. Bayer acting as mediator. Yesterday, she met separately with the BIDC and the NUPW to get the position of both sides, and she is hopeful ahead of this afternoon's talks.
Having heard them, though, and understanding better what the issues were, as I said, I feel hopeful. I could not have expressed that before because the matter had not been referred to me formally, and so all the information I had would have been through the media and third parties. Having heard, as it were, straight from the horse's mouth, I'm satisfied that I have a good understanding of what the issues are.
In other news, the Childcare Board says it is in need of an urgent bailout in handling what it describes as a staggering number of abuse cases, and Chairman Kenneth Knight is looking to the government for help. Knight tells Barbados Today the agency has to deal with some 700 cases a year, and there is a lack of resources to provide the level of treatment required for each case.
We have a serious problem in terms of, reports of child abuse in Barbados that the board has to deal with on an annual basis. And the amount is staggering. And it's a situation which is at present overwhelming the Childcare Board. And what we are currently looking at, we do require as a matter of urgency, and we've addressed this with the minister and we're working on it, that there's a need to double up the staff at the Childcare Board as it relates to handling the reports of child abuse. So it's a bigger problem right now in terms of getting to the core of the problem. The core of the problem is that this is a problem that has to be addressed by the community, by
Operators within the international financial services sector get assurances that they will get regular updates from the relevant ministry. The promise from Principal Legal Officer in the Ministry of International Business, Stefan Meyers. Addressing a seminar at the Savannah Hotel this morning, Meyers revealed that the ministry had already sent out AML guidelines and the sector should expect further clarification on the Corporate and Trust Services Providers Act. A JetBlue flight from New York to Barbados has been diverted to Bermuda after a passenger apparently fell ill. One passenger aboard the flight who did not want to be identified said the sick person was behaving in a deranged manner. The passenger said the episode was disturbing.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Got it in my hand, yeah. My Barbados, my bank. Got to understand, yeah. My Barbados, my bank. Ain't nothing like a core bank spare. None of them others just can't compare. You just got to love that taste. It's the world-class thing this land makes. Whether I'm cruising or at a bar, whether I'm at home, my bank spare is never far. For this blessing, got to give God thanks. My Barbados, my bank.
Some off-the-field sports news now, and the former FIFA executive Chuck Blazer has been slapped with a life ban from football. The world governing football body says the ex-CONCACAF General Secretary cannot participate in any activity related to the sport. Blazer was working undercover with U.S. prosecutors after pleading guilty to charges of bribery, money laundering, and tax evasion. A FIFA statement charges that he committed many and various acts of misconduct. On the regional scene, Guyana's opposition People's Progressive Party Civic signals intentions to take up its seat in Parliament when it resumes. The PPPC has not been attending House sittings since it lost the regional and general election back in May. But now former President Donna Romata told reporters yesterday that the party is looking to do so with a mix of old and new faces. More in this Capital News report.
He said the decision as to who will represent the party in Parliament was made by the entire party leadership. In political circles, some said Jack Day is calling all the shots. What is troubling is that former Health Minister Barry Ramsaran, who threatened an activist to beat her and strip her, is back in Parliament. And Jennifer Westford, who is currently involved in the public service ministry vehicle scam, made the cut.
As you will probably appreciate, that in a political party like ours, there will be, as I said, there will have a lot of discussion and debates and disagreements. But in the final analysis, when we come to a decision, that's a decision that is final.
Further afield, the next few hours are being described as crucial ones for Greece. That's because the country has until the end of today to present new proposals to secure a third bailout from creditors and prevent a possible exit from the Eurozone. The Prime Minister's cabinet is currently meeting to discuss the plans which need to be submitted to Greece's creditors. Eurozone finance ministers will study the new proposals on Saturday and at a full EU summit a day later. And finally, the House of Representatives in South Carolina votes to take down the Confederate flag from Capitol grounds after a long debate. The Senate approved the move in a 93 to 27 vote. After a final procedural vote, the bill will go to the governor for signature. And on that note, we come to the end of our Barbados Today afternoon updates, but we'll be back again this evening. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We're also on Channel 101 on 9TV and Mix 96.9 FM. There you can get all the latest news and sports. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. Good afternoon.